welcome back to another car conversation. Y'all, let me turn my AC down. When I tell you it's hot, it was only 81 degrees, but it's so humid, and we actually just had a brief thunderstorm. I'm talking about thunder, lightning, rain, all of that good stuff. So I don't know if that made it hotter, but as you can see, the sweat on my face, so I had to turn the fan up as high as I possibly could get it so I can get myself together. But I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit and hopefully I can make it through this video. Now, welcome back to another car conversation. Happy fantastic Friday to each and every one of you. It is my hope and prayer that your day has been wonderful. When I tell you my day has been great, it has been great. And here's the thing, y'all, the devil always tries to show up. But what he doesn't know is when he shows up, it makes me show out. And when I say show out, what I'm talking about is I thank God even more. I can get my praise and shout on because the devil won't win, not with me. Now, let's jump into today's car conversation. And our topic is, what are you going to do with the time you have left? Let me ask that question one more time. What are you going to do with the time that you have left? So, this question is a powerful one that prompts reflection on how to best live one's life, especially given its finite nature. Essentially, it's a call to live each day with intention and purpose. So here's what that might look like. I have four things that I'm going to share with, four points to share with you. I'm going to unpack each one of them, and I promise I'm going to let you be. So number one is reflecting on your values and priorities. Spending quality time with, and well, let me say this. So under that umbrella of reflecting on your values and priorities, we have meaningful relationships. So that means spending quality time with loved ones, strengthening bonds, and expressing love and appreciation. Personal growth is pursuing hobbies, learning new skills, engaging in activities that challenge and inspire, and impactful actions, contributing to something larger than yourself, be it through volunteering, advocating for a cause, or simply being a positive influence. Number two, making the most of each day. So that looks like living in the present, which is focusing on the present moment instead of dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. And here, let me put a pin right there really quickly. When I say we, people in general, because I do it too from time to time, but we have a tendency to live in the past too much, worrying about what you should have done, what you shouldn't have done, what you did, what you didn't do, and or we're spending too much time in the future. Now, I'm all for calling those things as if they were, as the Bible tells us to do, but sometimes you have to just live for right now. First of all, I'm not worrying about the past. Whatever's in the past is in the past, and like Medea said, your past is like your big ass. It's behind you. I didn't say it, Medea did. So I don't worry about the past, and I don't stress about the future. Now, I do write goals, and I do have aspirations and things, but I'm not worrying about the future. I'm worrying about right now. Thanking God for this moment, because as I've said before, right now is all we really have. So then you have mindfulness and gratitude. Practicing mindfulness to appreciate the simple things and cultivating gratitude for what you have. We spend too much time talking about and worrying about what we don't have that we forget to thank God for what we do have. Somebody somewhere is sitting around saying, but Lord, I don't have a husband, or I don't have a man, or I don't have a wife, I don't have a girlfriend. Instead of focusing on what you do have. You have a great life. You have an awesome job that pays you well. You have a beautiful home that you can go to. You have a nice car that will take you anywhere you want to go. You're able to vacation whenever and wherever you want. You have money in the bank. You're not wanting for anything, but you'll sit and stress over the fact that you don't have a significant other. Guess what? God will send that person when the time is right. Some of you are stressing about the job that you have, and it just boggles my mind why people walk around talking about how much they hate their job. Well, if you don't like the job, why aren't you looking for another one? Because 9 times out of 10, you've been saying that for the last 5, 10, 15, 20 years, that you hate that job. Well, you know what? Until God sends on another job, be grateful for the one you have. That's why I always tell people, listen, even if you don't like your job, Say, God, I thank you for the job that you've given me. It's not the job that I want, but it provides money to allow me to pay my bills and do the things that I want to do and or need to do. So be thankful for what you have, and don't get so caught up with what you don't have. Those things will come. But here's the thing, you've got to be grateful for what you already have. If you can't be grateful for what you have, why do you think God is going to give you more? He's probably saying, well, wait a minute, he or she not grateful for what they already have, so why should I give them more? I'm just saying. And then you have letting go of regret. Stop dwelling on the past mistakes or missed opportunities. Instead, focus on making the most of the present. And again, let's live right now. Stop worrying about the past mistakes. We all make mistakes. Some are big, some are small, some are in between. Doesn't matter really, but we all made mistakes. But let's focus on right now, because you can't go back and change whatever it was you said and or did. So why stress over it? Number 3, overcoming limitations and embracing opportunities. And so that's acceptance, acknowledging that some things are simply outside of your control. I wanted to have done this video earlier, but we had a thunderstorm. And so that's outside of my control. So why am I going to sit and stress about it? I can't do anything about that, right? I don't control the weather. I don't decide if it's too hot or too cold, if it's raining or not raining. So why am I stressing about something that's outside of my control? Focus on what you can control. I can't control the weather, but I can control when I do certain things, right? So I didn't have to wait till this evening. It's just that I was busy taking mom to her appointment earlier today, so I did not get a chance to do my video earlier, so I'm doing it now. That's in my control. You see what I'm saying? So stop focusing on the things that you can't control. That's just like people. Stop focusing on trying to change people, because you cannot change anybody. That person will only change if they are ready, willing, and able to do so. So stop trying to change people. Again, that's acknowledging that some things are simply outside of your control. Then there's resilience, developing the ability to bounce back from setbacks and challenges. Let me say this, life gets to life, and sometimes, and life will beat you to your knees. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I don't know if you've ever experienced a time when life has beat you to your knees, but I can raise my hand and say I've been there. But here's the thing about me. I may get knocked down, but I'm not going to stay down. You know why? Because I serve a big God. And I know that anything that God has allowed to happen to me in my life is because God allowed it. Nothing, and hear what I'm saying, nothing can ever happen to you that God does not allow. And when God allows those things to happen, I promise you there's a reason why. Now, I don't know what that reason is, so don't ask me, because I don't know. That's something that you and God need to talk about. But when God allows things to happen, there's a reason why. Maybe he needed to get your attention. Maybe he needed to remove you from that situation. The list can go on and on. But all I'm saying is nothing ever just happens. If things are happening in your life, trust and believe God already knows about it. As a matter of fact, he knew it was going to happen even when you were born. He knows what's going to happen long before you do, but he allows it to happen for a reason. And I've lost oh, here we go. And then there's creativity. I said I had 4 things to share with you. I only had 3. I'm sorry. And then also under the umbrella of overcoming limitations is creativity and resourcefulness. Finding ways to overcome obstacles and pursue goals even with limitations. So that's like saying, I want to exercise. And I want to tighten up my glutes. And maybe I can, but I'm just saying, maybe your story is you can't do deep squats. Well, guess what? Squat as low as you can. Even if you have to hold on to the pole to give you something to hold on to maybe get a little deeper. And you squat where you can until you're able to go deeper. And even if you can't go deeper, squat at the level where you're able to squat. You understand what I'm saying? And that's how life is you got to get creative with whatever it is that you have. So if you want to start, like, case in point, I've had people say, Michelle, I really want to start a YouTube channel, but I don't have a camera to vlog with. Okay, well, you don't need a camera. Get you a tripod for your phone. Use your phone. There are plenty of videos on YouTube that give you options of how you can set your phone for the best video presentation possible. They're all kinds. You have CapCut. You've got all kinds of video technology that you can use to make awesome videos. So you've got to get creative. When I first started doing my videos, I didn't have a tripod, so I had to take 2 boxes, you know, those cute decorative boxes you get at Michael's and or Hobby Lobby, and I stacked a couple of them up and put my tripod on top of that. And that was my tripod, my camera on top of that. And that's how I recorded. I didn't have a backdrop, so I saw somebody that did a video, and she showed how you can take pieces of material and put them behind you to create a backdrop. So one year, if you scroll through my video playlist, I have my 12 Days of Christmas. So one year, my background that you can see, it's a holiday Christmas theme. That's actually a tablecloth. I saw a video where a lady took the tablecloth, literally, and I pinned it up behind me, and I use it as my backdrop. And people are like, oh my God, I really like this. This is nice. Where'd you get that from? I forgot where I got it from, but it's just I think I got it from Walmart, but it was a tablecloth. So it's about overcoming obstacles and pursuing goals, even with limitations. So you may have limitations, but there's something that you can do. You may not be able to get out your house to go to the gym, but you know you still need to work on keeping your muscles strong. So buy you some bands or the tubing that you can sit at home and put underneath your feet or your chair, and you can work those biceps. You can pull one handle behind you and work the triceps. You understand what I'm saying? So even with limitations, you can still do so much. Now here's your takeaway. The time you have left is a gift that should be cherished and used wisely. I'm gonna say that one more time because somebody missed it. The time you have left is a gift that should be cherished and used wisely. And there's a quote that says, all we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given us. And that quote is by Gandalf from Lord of the Rings. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. But it's a reminder that while we may not always control the circumstances of our lives, we do have the power to choose how we respond to them and how we spend the time we have. Simple as that. You can choose how you're going to spend the time you have left. And as you know, if you're into your word, the Bible says that no man, I'm going to throw in, or woman, knows the day nor the hour. So we don't know how much time we have left on this earth. So this is why I encourage people all the time, stop living in the past. Stop stressing about the future. Because the reality is that somebody went to bed last night and they didn't make it to today, the 25th of July. So live in the moment, change what you can change, and just live your life to the fullest. That's all I want you to do. Live your life to the fullest. I'm always reminded, if you're new to my channel, I'm always reminded of Les Brown, and he tells this story about the man who's on his deathbed. And he said, standing around the man's bed are all of the hopes and the dreams that God gave that man that only he could have done something with. But guess what? He didn't. And all those dreams and things, they said, listen, God gave us to you because only you could do something with us, and you didn't. So now we have to die with you. That's a powerful story. I don't know if you've ever heard him, but I guess you can Google it because I can't remember what motivational video that was in, but that is so powerful. What I don't want is for any of us to get to the end of our lives and not have used the gifts and the talents that God has given us because we're so worried about things that we can't control. I know people to this day, and I can raise my hand and say I was that person at one time where I just would not get into a deep relationship. And if somebody got too close, honey, I'd cut them off like a bad habit, just like that. You hear me? Because I didn't want to be hurt. And at that time, I'd never been hurt, but I had friends that had, and I was determined that was not going to be me. And in hindsight, I've looked back and said, wow, I've missed out on some great opportunities, all because I was afraid of something that had not even happened to me. I was living through somebody else's life, but I decided that was never going to be me until it was. And that was a hard pill to swallow. It didn't feel good at all. But I realized I can't help how somebody chooses to act, whether or not they're faithful, because you can do everything right and the person can still cheat on you. That's just life. So I'm not going to stress over that. There's nothing I can do with that. God will deal with them. God can deal with them far better than I can. What I'm going to do is pack up my little feelings, honey, and I'm going to keep it moving. And I'm still going to enjoy life. This is why I always stress to people, one is still a whole number. So even if you don't have a significant other, it's all right. Or maybe you're not in a situationship, it's all right. Be happy with yourself and worry about what are you going to do with the time you have left. Y'all, that's it. That's all I have, because now I'm starting to freeze up in here. But that's all I have. Go out there, enjoy the rest of this beautiful Friday. No matter where you go, what you do, have fun. Have fun, but be careful and be safe, okay? Because I love y'all. I love you to the moon and back, and there is nothing. And you already know, if you've been with me for a while, there is nothing, as my tripod is slowly slouching down, that you can do about it. There just isn't, okay? So if you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. I do car conversations every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I was doing Saturdays, but I'm trying to use that as my podcast day for recording, excuse me. And lately that's just not happening either, because I have been so excited. Y'all go watch a couple of my other videos that I've done recently, because I talk about, as a matter of fact, I have a catch up with me video, I want to say I did a few days ago, where I'm talking about all of the journals that I have out, and the ones that I mentioned in that video, y'all hold on to your knickers, because I have 3 more videos that I put out since that video, which, excuse me if I'm not mistaken, I want to say it was Monday. Today's Friday, so I think it was Monday. But anyway, the ones that I shared with you in that video, just know I have 3 more that I'm just waiting to go live. When I tell you God is doing some great things in my life, he truly, truly is. That was a shameless plug. Now, if this is not your first rodeo, welcome back, y'all. Because y'all know I miss you when I don't get a chance to see you. Again, go out there, you guys. Enjoy the rest of this day. Have an amazing weekend. Go do some fun stuff. And if not, guess what? Sit down and reflect. Because, oh, here it is. Here it is. One of the journals that I put out is helping you navigate the second half of this year. And it's a 7-day guided journal to help you, like I said, navigate the second half of this year. So as soon as that goes live, I will let you know. Make sure you get your copy, okay? Please do that. I think it's only $9.99, so just make sure you get your copy before you ask. No, it is not an ebook. I only did a soft cover book, but I can go back and do the ebook if that's something that people, and you know what, I think I may do that. I think I will. I'll go ahead and do that. Anyway, you guys, I love you all so much. I'm going to leave you be now so I can go and get me something cool to drink and relax for the rest of the evening. Love you all, and we will talk again on Monday. But guess what? In the meantime, keep praying for me as I'm keep praying for you, and watch God change things. Love you all. Talk again soon.